Can you hear me?
We can hear you,
Yes, I
sir.
can hear you, sir.
We can
Oh,
hear you, sir. Good evening.
amazing. Good evening. Good evening. So let's just let me remind them again so they won't miss out because we have to run as fast as we can. Hmm. We have over 70 persons in the group, and we are just 16. I dropped the call link on time. I even had to keep this is like 7:33. We are 17. Okay. All right. So before we formally start, what we are going to do is we are going to prepare ourselves, right? So let's say by 7:53 on the dot, we kick start. So just get ready, which I know most of us are set already. Get your pen or um your Google Docs. You may need some things to pin down, right? And if you're using your laptop, still fine. But today we are going to be doing more of um explanation, more of the introductory part of it, the foundation of everything, right? And then we now dive into other things, the practicals as well. All right. So we won't waste any time further. Just 1 more minute. Just a minute more, a minute more, a minute more. Okay, so if you're on this call right now, I want you to go to the group, and then we are taking attendance right now. Um, hope you can still hear me.
So we can hear you.
Thank you. Mm,
Can hear you, sir.
Okay, so I just started with myself. I'm the first person, right? So you just follow suit, and we do that very, very quick. And then because we are starting now, I don't want to get tracked because people that don't follow along, just copy what I did so that it will be of in one line, right? Just copy and put your name. So once we start, there are some questions that you're going to ask me if you're not on this first call. When people are starting.
Good
Okay.
evening.
Yes, good evening and
Can you
welcome.
hear me?
Can you hear me? All right. So while the attendance is ongoing, and I would like us to get attention here. Welcome, comfort. Um, so let's get started. So I'm going to share my screen. I think someone is sharing the
Sorry,
screen. Can you stop?
sorry to disturb you, sir. That is, I'm coming back from work and everyone is around here and I just don't want to talk. But when I get home, I will do, I don't know, like everywhere is around me. I'm coming back from work.
Okay, no problem. No problem at all. Let's get started. Please, Marvelous, can you stop sharing your screen so you won't distract others? Marvelous, can you hear me? All right, thank you so much. All right, all right. So I'm welcoming us to the class, formerly the bootcamp by She-inTech. And this particular class is the track of WordPress web development. So I'm going to quickly share my screen where I'm going to share my slide with us. So confirm if you can see my screen. You can unmute. You can give me a thumbs up when you can see my screen, please. We need feedback. Very, very important. We need feedback so that we know where you're lost. Those following and So I've seen some thumbs up and that shows we are following and my screen is showing, right? You can see my screen clear. Okay, so like I said, welcome. But this is basically for females, and welcome queens to the WordPress class. And it's going to be an amazing journey, right? And it's nice having you here. So quickly, I'm going to start. So yes, let's talk about why we are here. Right. So I don't need two answers from someone. Why are we here? Why are we in the WordPress class today? Just unmute two persons. Let's get started. What do you aim to get in this class? We don't have time, but please, this is 7:40, so just unmute and let's hear from you. Hope you can still see my screen. Nobody's speaking.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Yes, your name, please.
It will be Johnson.
Okay,
Okay.
proceed.
I'm here to learn about um web developments with WordPress. Okay, before I thought
Okay.
that for someone to like be able to design a website, you have to like learn coding. But after all, I discovered that a person can also design a website without learning how to code, just with this WordPress and something like that.
Okay, that's amazing. So we are going to learn about, we are here to learn about the WordPress ecosystem, how it works, how we can use it to create websites, which like what you've said now. But now this is what I want us to know as we're about to start. That this training is one thing that if you take it serious, it's going to impact you in a very long time, both um, knowledge-wise, financially, and the rest. Of course, we are learning skills to earn as well. So if you pay attention to this class, if you're able to follow up and take it serious, yes, it is a free class, but if you can take advantage of this 1 month very, very serious, you will learn a lot that from this 1 month you can have an head start on WordPress. You're able to start designing, and then what you can now need is now mentorship. Mentorship is now when someone now be working with you, do this, do this. It's even what I paid for, right? My personal WordPress class that I paid to learn, I paid that was 3 years ago, right? I paid 150, 180K. You get that's outside other things, resources. So if you're learning this for free, we really thank the She-inTech platform for doing this for us. So my aim is that I know that not everybody that is starting this class that will end with us. Some people, some persons may lose interest. Some persons may no more follow up, one thing or the other. But we want you to just try your best. You get we are over 70 on the group, but we have 28 on this call. That's to show you, how it will be. The next call you might have 20, and before graduation, we might even have 10 persons. So not everybody that joins the class that will finish. It's just how it happens. But I want you to try to put in your best, put in your efforts, and see how you can make the best out of this. So you might be wondering who is speaking. So it's very simple. The person that's whose voice you're hearing. My name is Godwin, actually. So my name is Godwin Anefeld. I'm a website designer. I do UI designs, and I also do brand design. All right. So, but for this lesson, for this particular class, I'll be taking us on website design using WordPress. And I'm on Facebook as Godwin Anefio, Instagram and other places, but this is me in person. And then my co-coordinator is also here. She can unmute, though she might be down. Her name is Mrs. Mary Queen. She's a cloud DevOps engineer. She's also a web developer and expert in her field. So she's going to be teaching some days, assisting me in most of the things I'm going to do. Okay, so let's just get straight to business, which is the top things we're going to learn in this bootcamp, right? So when I asked what we aim to learn, some of us gave some things or things that they want to learn, they aim to get at the end of the class. Different people share their opinions, website design, and the rest, right? So if you can still hear me, please notify.
So we can hear you. We can hear
All
you.
right. Okay, so now the top things you're going to gain mastery in this bootcamp is first of all how to create a website. Now, not just websites, how to create a creative website, which is going to convert. What you're seeing on your screen now is a website that was designed with WordPress, and as you can see, it's a skincare website, and you just see how minimal and beautiful it is, right? And of course, we are not just designing websites, we are designing it the best way. As you can see, the best, there are different ways to do things, but we choose to do it the best way. And not just only the best way, but this time around, we are using WordPress, which means you are going to build a creative website with no code. You don't need to have any idea of how to code, you know. And sorry about that. The idea of coding, you don't really need that, because we are going to guide you all through. We are going to learn how the web works, the internet which you're seeing, how does it work, get, and the whole concept about the system that controls websites. So we are going to learn the WordPress. We are going to learn page builders, because WordPress on its own cannot create a website for you. It needs what we call page builders. We are going to be leveraging on this to give us what we want. And very important, we don't just learn for fun, right? So we're going to share with you real tips from our experience, how you can also earn, how you can stand and position yourself in the global market as a website designer. And this is very interesting. So since we are going to be learning a no-code tool called WordPress, so we are going to go straight to the point. The whole concept of the no-code, the coding and no-coding idea. What is this thing? What is the whole psychology behind this thing, right? So I would love someone to share our own insights on this. What is your idea when you hear of coding and non-coding? Do you think it's something inferior and something inferior? Do you think it's a less important and a more important thing? What idea comes to your mind when you hear of coding and non-coding websites? So someone should unmute her mic and share with us quickly. Please, when I ask, please, I need feedback so that we can follow up, and we are learning together. We are not just lecturing, all right? Because if you don't give me feedback, I will not know where you are and how I can help you. So someone should just unmute and then tell us whatever idea you may know or you feel like whenever you hear the coding and non-coding.
Okay, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible. You're audible.
Okay. My name is Onu Lovett. For me, for the coding, I think it has to do with those handwritings that are kind of weird that someone cannot read them. I think for me, it's visible to the developer that is used to build a site. It's only for the person that built it that can really see why this non-coding idea doesn't have to like include this compatibility and figure that you don't need to read it like that.
Any other person? Yes, are you using earpiece? It's kind of cloudy. Come again.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, sir. Good evening. My name is Peter Akoni.
Okay, welcome.
Okay, I think coding has to do with you knowing different computer language like Java and then majorly Java or Python and all those stuff. So, but no coding has to do with working with already existing templates that you can just tweak here and there.
Okay. All right. Do we have another person?
Yeah, let me add to what they have said. Hello,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yes. Balogu, your
All
hand
right.
is up.
My
I'll
name
come to
is
you.
okay. My name is Smoke Obianuju or Blessing, any of those.
Welcome.
So the coding aspect of it means you will build this website manually on your own. You have to do the job yourself. Why no coding idea is that you already have software that will do the work for you already. So there are built softwares that will help you, save you time and everything to do the coding, those languages, Python, Java, JavaScript, as in they'll do those ones for you. Thank you.
All right, all right. That's amazing. You all did well. Someone then was on Balogun. Is this still up? Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. Ufomba.
It's actually
Yes,
because
good evening, sir.
they said of
Yes. Yes. Go on.
so my name is
Okay,
Balogun.
so I think the coding idea just means that you use programming as a means to like express your idea, and it's actually great to learn whether you can code it yourself or not. Coding, I think coding is just the language that turns the idea into reality. So I think the whole message, some people think if you can't code, then you can't have a tech idea. But I think if you have a brilliant idea, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you have to involve a, like lines of code. So
All right.
you know the idea to become a big project later.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So we'll take the last person whose hand is up. Balogun. Are you still here with us? Your hand. You can
Yes.
unmute.
Good evening, everyone. My name is
Yeah. Please
Balogun.
speak up. You're not audible.
Oh, sorry about that. I said my name is Balogun Senia. So
Welcome.
I actually dropped my hand because they said almost everything. Yeah. So when we talk about the coding, it means so you have to go through the stress of learning how to write code, how to you have to learn a programming language, and then you have to learn how to use it to build a website. And the difference is that with WordPress, you are using an already existing template. That's what I think. So, and I think it's kind of easier. So that's what I'm learning.
Okay, okay. We've all given Martha, your hand is so up. You can bring it down.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you spoke. All right. So we all have a pre-idea of what we are even going into. Okay, and that makes more sense. So now let me also help us out in a better way. So now, no coding and no coding idea is it's a simple thing which we need to understand because it is the foundation, right? Um, So I'll start this way, right? But someone talked about templates. Yes, template is there in no coding, but that is why we say you're going to learn the best way, right? Whereby you don't need to use coding, whereby you don't need to use templates, except maybe your client wants to or you want to. All right. So before now, websites we I did not before now. Sorry about that. Currently, yes, websites are built using codes because codes are like the language which you communicate with the computer, right? So we have the HTML, which is the hypertext markup language, whereby you first of all write the text part of your website, all right? The text which you want your website to have to be on your website. And then this text does not make sense. But then now you now have to use the CSS, which is the styling of the website, right? So now with this CSS now, you are able to tell what you wrote with your HTML code. Understand? So these are all programming languages actually, right? So with this now, you can now style your text and give it some style, your objects and everything. And then after this, we now have the JavaScript. Now, this is how the web works from HTML, CSS, JavaScript. These are like the JavaScript now is what makes your design, what you did with the HTML and the CSS, those things that are on your system on the web, it gives it functionality. It makes it to be interactive. So if I click on a button, the button works. That concept is done by the JavaScript. It tries to send all those processes together, right? So basically, this is the top ways which the basic ways you can develop a website using of codes, right? And then we now talk about other languages. These are not the only three languages. We have other languages that helps things to come to life. We want to do more animation. You still have new languages that you need to learn as a developer, right? And then we now have the back end of it. What I just explained is just the front end, what people can see, right? So these are the front end, what people can see on the website, the text, the objects. Now we now have the back end, which people can't see. But this back end is what controls the front end. Hope you are following. Now, this back end, we have languages that can control this back end, like the Python, we have PHP, we have JavaScript, we have Node.js, we have a lot. Now, they perform different function depending on the type of website which you're handling. So this is basically the coding part of websites, whereby you need to develop websites with coding. But then as time goes by, we now see the more ways we can achieve these things without going through the lines of code. Of course, not everybody has the knowledge base of coding, right? Not everybody has the strength and the patience to really know the coding part. People have um, different grades on different things. So, which is why we now have the no code. So now the idea of the no code is like a revolution. Okay. So now this revolution is like saying now you don't have to know this coding, but then we are going to provide you with things which we have used code to do. The things that you're going to see has been done with coding. Let's say the widgets on WordPress now is done with a code. There are codes behind it, but you can't see it. It has been simplified that if you want to put an image, you just drag a widget and put on your layout and then put your image and it works. But behind that, there are codes that control all those stuff, right? So in simpler ways, this revolution is trying to simplify how we can build on the internet. So we have different types of no-code tools, right? So we have a whole lot of them. We have WordPress, which is like number one. WordPress is like the mother of no-code because it houses a lot of things, right? Hope you can still hear me. The WordPress has the ability to do different various things. So we have WordPress, we have Framer, right? I sometimes use Framer and Webflow. We have Wix, we have Squarespace, we have a lot of them. These are just like a few ones which I had to just bring here. Okay, please can you hear me? I'm hearing that noise. Someone should just unmute and tell me if you can still hear me.
We can hear you, sir.
Yes.
All right,
Yes, sir, we
thank
can.
you.
We can hear you, sir.
All right, so please you need to pay attention to this because it's very important. Maybe in future times when you have to explain to another person. Okay, so we have different kind of no code tools. Even some softwares now have them. Even Figma now has a no code part of it. Figma site. So, but these are like the major ones. And to show you how dominant the no code tools are in the market, just this year, Framer, which is one of the no code tools, just in the this was by on August, right? So Framer website builder reaches 2 billion valuation, which means that the usage of Framer currently as of 2025 has reached 2 billion. We have templates in Framer where people sell templates, people buy templates, people pay for things in Framer website. Just like now, you can build a website in Framer and sell it. So because of how important people have seen no-code tools, the flexibility, people are now, patronizing builders, website builders that know how to use no-code tools, and Framer is one of them. So these are like frameworks, right? So the no-code tool works in a simpler way. They are also known as CMS, which means content management system. Now, for example, now in WordPress, you can make a post like the blocks which you see, right? the blogs which you see, you can make a post on your blog, someone can comment, and then you can also reply. Now that process looks simple because it is being controlled by a system called content management, right? So ordinarily, it looks kind of complex to do all those stuff on the website, but with content management system, you can list even products on your website that people can buy, right? So it's a broad concept, but know that these no-code tools, one of the advantages is that it comes with a CMS. So CMS means what? Content management system. So out of all the no-code tools in the planet, why WordPress? Why do we choose to go with WordPress? Why not Framer? Are they not important? Right? So the idea is very simple. And one of them which I love most is the statistics which WordPress has, right? WordPress has dominates the major parts of the websites in the universe. As you can see on my screen, we have WordPress software powers over 31% of the websites in this planet. So which means most of the websites which you're using, you're interacting every day, they are done with WordPress, right? Next to Wix, okay, next to others, those others could be coding, but then you see Wix, we have Shopify, we have Squarespace. These are still no-code tools. They will now have other ones. You see, so that is to show you that you're about learning a very powerful tool which is in high demand. It's in high demand for for businesses, for startups. So another reason why WordPress, we are learning WordPress today is because WordPress is, number one, it's free. WordPress is free. WordPress is an open source. WordPress is highly customizable, right? We have themes like what one of us mentioned earlier. You can use a template and then customize it the way you want. So it's something that it's free. Like you don't have to pay to use WordPress. Like I said, as the requirement said, was a laptop, an internet, and a mind to learn. So you don't need to have you don't have to pay anymore to learn WordPress, to have access to WordPress. You just have to get the resources ready, right? And then another thing is that WordPress is very, very user friendly. The interface of WordPress is very user friendly because if you want to use some complex tools, let's say Webflow, for example, now it will take you some time before you can understand where to even start to do the drag and drop. It is drag and drop, yes, but the interface alone is a little bit technical. But WordPress, tries to make it to be very simplified to be used. And also WordPress is SEO friendly. So this means search engine optimization, the ability to rank on Google, to come up on Google search where people search things about your business or what you do. All right. So WordPress is SEO
Sorry,
friendly.
I can't see your screen.
You can't see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it now.
His screen is visible.
Can you still see it now?
Yes, it's visible now.
All right, all right, all right. So as I was saying, WordPress is SEO friendly because it is built in a way that Google bots can crawl easily on your site. Okay, so these are like the advantage of why you should learn WordPress or why you're learning WordPress, and then it's scalable. Now, for example, now let's say you start a business now, and then you just say, okay, let me just get the WordPress site, maybe a template or something. You can move that template to a full good website with WordPress. You can start small, and as time grows, you now go bigger and bigger. Maybe you can start with one page. As time grows, you now do 2 page, 3 page. You understand? Now, that's the good thing about WordPress. And then you need to also understand that WordPress has a strong community support, very, very strong community, whereby if you have an issue on something, if you search it on YouTube, you're going to see something relatable to it. But they always advise maybe like people that come to me personally to learn. I don't advise them to go to YouTube because there are a lot of stuff on YouTube that will confuse you as a beginner. YouTube is good when you know the foundation know what to do, then you now use YouTube as additional stuff, right? So WordPress has a very good, strong community. So I'm going to pause here to get questions from anybody. So far, so good. If you have any questions, please notify me. So I'm taking a pause now to listen to questions. If you, I think, okay, I can it up, right? Your hands are up.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, welcome.
So I want to
Yes.
find out if this WordPress is, is it totally free, and if it is free, can a website be can we get what is it called security protocol with free WordPress? Those are my questions, sir.
Please hold on. What kind of security protocol do you mean?
Like HTTPS
Okay.
to a free if I'm saying if there is free what's it called WordPress if WordPress can be used to create a free website,
Yes.
and if it is possible, can that website be secured? Yes, that's my question.
Okay. Okay. No. First of WordPress is secure. Like you can't even, it's been here for years, so it's not that easy to even hack WordPress because except you are the one a WordPress, maybe you develop a website on WordPress and then you don't do the good security measures like using a good password, right? And then or you leak your passwords, or those are like common issues, right? But speaking of WordPress security, WordPress has one of the best securities, which is why even the White House, right, in America uses WordPress currently. You can make your research on that. Now HTTPS is your secure socket layer attached to your which I don't want to go into that for now. You need to have an SSL secure socket layer, and then you link it to whatever you're doing. So first off, if you check website now, you see a kind of lock button close to their URL. Then that means that first off, it has an SSL certificate, which automatically will give them that HTTPS. All right. So you can have a free website on WordPress very, very well, and it will be secured. It will be very, very secured. So you just have to know to do your own security checks, like your passwords. You don't just use regular password, and we'll go into the security part of your website as well. So if I should go further in your questions, Tamara, I'm coming to you. If I should go further in your question, right now, yes, you can have a free website on WordPress, yes, but then you know that you need to have your website to be identified to you. Let's say, for example, now we have She-inTech.org. Now that is built with WordPress, but it is not hosted on WordPress. I don't know if you understand me, which we are going to go into hosting and domains. So, but for the first question, security, yes, all right. And then, and let me not go deep into that, but you can also ask questions as we are learning, based on the topic that you are learning, so that there are some persons that may not be tech inclined the way you are, so you will not confuse them. WordPress is very simple to go through. Okay, Tamara, please go on.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Yes, good
Sir, please
evening.
ask when what does WordPress only focus on the front end development of a website, or it also helps in building and handling the back end also? That's what I wanted to ask.
Okay, amazing question. So the good thing about WordPress is that WordPress does the both of them together. Yes, when you're learning WordPress, you're learning both the design part of it and you're learning the technical part of it. Now, the technical part of WordPress is not that hard. It's not, when I say technical, I don't mean coding, no, right? Even if you want to do some advanced things with WordPress, you need some little codes. But then the WordPress is built for you to handle both front and back. Okay, so they are just joined together. There is no code in it. So, for example, now we are going to be building with elements of a page builder, right? So you handle everything together. You don't have to go back and forth. No, you just have to know that this is what you have to do. I don't know if that answered your question.
It does, sir. Thank you.
All right, Helen.
Okay, I want to ask this, according to what the last person just said. I want
Yeah.
to know, does this WordPress, is it more like using prompts to create a website?
Okay, WordPress, you can use prompts to create websites with different tools, right? Like page builders in WordPress. But WordPress is on its own is like a mother. Let me put it that way. It's like a house. Now, in this house, you can bring in different things and do different things. People use WordPress to build different things, but it's not WordPress is not what you're going to use prompts and then type and then it will bring out the website. No, if you do it that way, you will have some issues. Using prompts to build solid websites will not really give you the best thing. But in WordPress, you're going to use page builders. There's what we call page builders, which will help you to build things one after the other, step by step, step by step. You understand? You're not using prompts, but you can still use prompts. Everything now is now based on AI. Like before AI came, there was WordPress. So as we have now moved into the era of AI, of course, WordPress will now bring in AI to their system. Even page builders, there are some things you want to do now, you can use prompts to do, which for me, as a beginner, I won't even advise you to use prompts because you will not know how it works. So WordPress does not work based on prompts, no. Except maybe you want to do some things and you just write a prompt somewhere and then something happens, but then you may have some issues. Even using templates, right? We will not really use templates in this class. We are going to build from scratch. We are going to build, one step at the other so that you can see how it works. You understand? So WordPress is not a cut and join software or a platform whereby you can just use different, it just is not solid. No, WordPress is very solid. So I don't know if I've clarified you. Can still ask any other question to follow up, Helen.
Okay, okay, so please, for instance, now, like, there are some would I call them apps, if that's the right word to use, that
Yes.
most persons use. Like, there was the, so I want to understand, that means WordPress is totally different from Lovable, because from what I know about Lovable only gives you, let's say, from the prompts you are going to give to it, it works
Yeah.
according to that prompt. Then that website is not activated. So does it mean
Exactly.
that if you use WordPress to work on maybe a website, that website can be activated, like people would see it?
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. WordPress is not like
Okay.
Lovable. We are going to go to the AI part of websites, right? In our curriculum, we'll talk about websites, AI in web development. You're going to use Lovable to get idea. You can use Lovable to get an idea, maybe a structure, maybe a layout on how you want your website to be. Then you now look at, okay, this thing is nice. You now come to WordPress, maybe your page builder, and now build that thing that you've seen on Lovable. You understand? Because some people will just give you a framework which you just see it, but it's not functional. But in WordPress, you do it your the best way, and then you say it to work, you know, and then you host it. If you host it on any service provider, someone can click it from his end. But if you're using a local host, we have local hosts which will go to that. It will only be on your laptop. Yet. But then one thing is that let me just say the three best students here, we are going to host their websites on the She-inTech website. right? We will have a subdomain for them, and then you host your website live, and then people will see it. We are going to be building using our own so I'm going to go deep into that later. We're going to be using our local host, maybe your system to build. Then we now move it, we now deploy it live on the server. All right. So that's the advantage of WordPress. You can start to build now on your own system and then do mistakes, delete it, do this, do that. And then when you're now okay, we now move it to go live. So unlike Lovable, WordPress is very, very fast and scalable.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So let's proceed since we don't have any further questions. So websites and web apps, the difference. So there are some persons on this call that have not contributed on what we are doing. So please, we need fresh hands to tell us just a little idea. It's not like a big deal. You've been seeing that we want to have a good foundation in what we are doing, right? So we have websites, we have web apps. What is the difference between these? Because maybe if someone may ask you tomorrow, don't be surprised. So please, if you have a little idea on this, share with us. Let us learn together. Websites, web app. What do you think they are? What an idea.
Okay. Good evening. Let me try.
All right.
Um, Website is more like online, and then web app is more like on your phone.
Mm.
There are like applications on your phone, and then
Mhm.
for the website is like when you create an app, you have the web version, and then we have the application on your phone. So I think that's the difference. One is online, and the other one is on your phone.
Then that means you're explaining what that's mobile app that's explaining. We're talking about people. We never enter mobile. Okay, but that's a nice try. Like you have an idea, and it will make more sense when I start explaining.
Okay, can I add to what she said?
Exactly. Yes, you can.
All right. Websites are like pages. It has contents, pages that you can access through the internet. While web apps are apps that will run on web on browsers.
Come again.
Sorry. Okay. Websites are like web pages that you can access through the internet.
Okay.
While web apps are applications that run on web browsers.
Exactly. Exactly. You're almost there. You're almost there. So I'm going to give a clarity on that. Is anybody's hand up? Martha, please. Yes, Martha. Peace, blessing. So we'll start with Martha. Palagood, I've seen your hand. So Martha, please go on.
Okay, good evening.
Yes.
Okay, so website, I think website is built to display information and
Okay.
such as blogs and company pages. Then a web app is is built for interaction and designed for users.
Hmm. Thank you. Although both of them are still designed for users, we are going to learn the UI part of website design. But that's a very nice try.
Okay,
Thank you, Martha.
okay.
Helen, did
Mm.
you answer did you say anything? Did I?
No,
Helen,
I
your
didn't
hands.
say.
Oh, please. Your hands was, I don't know.
Oh,
Hello. We are waiting for you. Where is Helen? Okay, so please go ahead.
Okay, good evening.
Yes, welcome.
Website is like a collection of web pages hosted on a server. While web
Okay.
app is a software program. Let's say for instance now, like google.com is a website. While if you have like the Google app, like Google Chrome is a web app.
Okay. Nice, nice. Thank you. Balogun, let's go, let's go, let's go. Thank you, Peace. Hope that was Peace. Thank you so much. Pata, Peace, Balogun, let's go. We are waiting for you. Sorry, if I can't pronounce your name well. Hello, Balogun Semyat. Are you muted? We'll go to the next person. Blessing Edo. Blessing, your hands are up. The floor is yours. Yeah, good evening. Are you using earpiece? It's not clear.
Can you hear me now? Am I audible enough?
Yeah, it's better now. It's better.
Okay. Webs to me, or what I understand from website is a collection of pages that can be pages or yes that can be visited on a browser, and a web app is a website application. For example, YouTube, you can use YouTube on your website, and you can have YouTube as an application on your mobile phone. So yes.
Nice, nice. So let's have. Thank you so much for that blessing. So let's have nice Ufonba.
Okay, so I want to just mention the differences, like major differences. I mean the aspects, sorry. So for websites, I think the primary purpose is mostly information sharing, while for web application it has to do with more of interaction and task performance. Then I think for content type, websites are more static or sometimes semi-static. Then web application are more dynamic, user-friendly or user-driven. For user interaction, websites are kind of minimal. For web apps, they are most times extensive. For complexity, websites are they have simpler structure, and web apps they have more complex structures and they are more functional.
That's great. Okay, so let's have. That was nice. Your name is even nice. Okay, so let's have Hawa Abdullahi Abubakar. That's our last question on this. You can unmute. Yeah, good evening. Please speak up.
Um, Websites are pages that we visit when we are searching for something online, while web application give us access to perform some task on this place.
Okay, thank you. That's nice. All right, so you can mute your mic. All right, so we've all let me celebrate all of us. We've done very, very good. And yes, it shows that yes, we have a background knowledge on what we are about learning. Okay. So we all have a great points, like we are all correct self. So like I said, like some of you have said, so in my own explanation is that websites are basically designed to present information and content to users. They serve as a digital storefront, brokers, or information hubs. So let's say most of the things that we do online, like Jumia, Most of them, they are all websites, right? So you just go there, you see an information, and then just scroll through it. Some of them can have interaction. Let's say sign up, do this, follow us. Those are like little interactions in websites that basically have content, detailed content in nice layout. If you look at the websites in my screen here, you see the contents are just aligned, arranged in a nice way. Look at the color, look at the layout. So websites is more of information based. Please mute your mic. um, Websites are more of information based for users to enjoy the experience. Okay, so any visitor on your website is called a user, or let me just say any user of the internet is just automatically a user, both website or web app. When once a human being uses your product, a website, a web app, a mobile app, a software, when a human being uses your product, he or she is a user, right? And their opinions also count. So this explains websites. And then in web apps are more of they are designed for mostly a particular task, okay? And they are more interactive. Now, for example, I shared an example here, like Money Point. We have Money Point as a web app. If you go to your browser and then search for Money Point, you will see their interface, even WhatsApp business, right? You can use WhatsApp on your phone and also on your laptop. Now you see that there is interactivity in WhatsApp than um than in, let me see, a static website. Okay, a static website will just give you information, but in WhatsApp, you can post your status on your system. You can create a group, WhatsApp group on your system. You can do a whole lot of things. You can create a channel. You can create a broadcast message. You can do multiple things. You can even send. But in a website, you can't send, you can't interact like chat. You can't have a conversation on WhatsApp on the normal website now. You're just reading through like what we have here. You're just more of scrolling through, getting the information. Maybe you want to have some interactions with them, go to the next page. But in this one, it's much more deeper. Like what I've said, it has to do with more of interactions, the interactivity. Like this one here is this is Binance, the web app. Now, in this web app now, you see that you can withdraw, you can deposit, you can do a whole lot of stuff. You can create an account. And one of the most basic difference in a web app is that it has a sign in. Once you start have an interaction of sign in and sign up, at that point, you're now bringing in web app. Understand? It's no more about layout. It's more about more interactivity. I really hope this explains it. If you have any question on this particular topic, it might just be tricky, but if you have any question, just ask me. Let me just clarify you now. Okay. So I feel we don't have any questions on web apps and websites. So anywhere you are, and someone asks you, please try to explain to them in a very simple language, which we have all learned together, websites and web apps. All right. So this brings us to the end of today's class on WordPress, which I'm going to be welcoming our questions. And then in our next class, we are going to be going deep into the whole WordPress ecosystem, how it works with the internet, how you link everything. So we're talking about the hosts and domain, okay, which okay, we still have a little time, which I can still talk about it. But for now, let me get your questions, please. From what you've learned so far, right? So far, you've talked about the WordPress, the ecosystem, why WordPress. We've talked about web apps and websites. We talked about things about the basics of WordPress, right? Different no code. We talked about the fact that coding and non-coding, right? So if you have questions in any of these areas which I have spoken today, or maybe you may have in general about WordPress apart from this one, yeah, you can still bring it on. Let's share together.
Sir,
Yes, go on.
okay. So, for this WordPress, can it be used to create both apps and websites?
Exactly. You can use WordPress to create a web app. All right. A web app, not an application. An application is a different stack. It's a different skill stack. It's just like we have graphic design and UI design. Because they are designers, design doesn't mean that both of them are the same thing. A graphic designer is not a UI designer, right? A UI designer is not a graphic designer. So, but the good thing is in design is that a graphic designer can be a UI designer because he has the principle. The same thing with applications and websites. You need to have a different skill stack in designing applications because the frameworks are different. You understand? The whole structure is different, and you need to also learn things that are relating to that. Although currently we have tool that helps you to develop applications without coding. But I myself have tried to go through all those process to be sure. And at the end, in application, there is still coding. There is still um, a large number of coding, even if you know code applications to design a mobile app with no code. You still need a good idea on programming here because there are some technicalities in that. But in websites, like what we've explained earlier, you don't really need to have an idea of coding, right? Even if you are going to use code to achieve there are some things we are going to use code to achieve, which is why you're going to hear things like no code slash low code. I don't know if you've heard that. No code, like NO, no code, and low, LOW, low code. So that low code means it's just a very small line of code, right? Which is not even compulsory. It's not really, really compulsory. It's only when you want to go to the advanced part, you get that you're going to do all that. So I'm just trying to explain so that it will not be new to you when we start talking about it. Someone says she can't hear me again. I hope I'm safe. So was that blessing or it's a new hand? So if you have any question, blessing, you can ask any other person. Please unmute and speak. Yeah, can you?
Hello, sir. Good
Yes,
evening, sir.
yes,
Okay, you just made mention of no code and low code. And you
yes.
said that would be in the advanced stage. So are we going to cover that or we are not going to?
We are going to cover that with the little time we have. But why I said in the advanced state is because you can design a full website. Like I don't think this class will permit me to share some websites. We haven't reached that level yet. But let me see some websites I can share on my screen. You can build a full website without using code. But there are some things you like someone like me that wants to overdo. There are some things I might want to achieve, or you just see someone's site, all this, maybe fancy sites, and you're like, okay, I want to achieve this. So you now do some research on it. How was it done? And you say that okay, maybe there are some little line of code in it. Those codes, it's not like it's hidden. You can even see it on YouTube, but you need to know what you're doing before you get to that level. That's why I was saying that it's advanced. Doesn't mean that it's a big deal. You understand? It's not a big deal. So I'm going to, if there's any hands up, please unmute and speak. But I hope I answered your question, Akani. The one that we are going to use code
Okay, thank
associate.
you.
Okay. Please, whose hand is up?
So I have a question.
Yes, go on.
Okay, I think you mentioned something like WordPress.org earlier.
Yes.
Okay, so like I wanted to ask like what's the main difference between using WordPress.com and WordPress.org?
Okay, so one is for you to get the website, their software. Let's say you want to download WordPress into your system, right?
Yeah.
So you go to WordPress.com. Then if you want to have, like, they have a community. If you understand,
Okay.
they have a community. If you want to have an account with them, you want to have an account with them, like you just go there, create an account, and then do what you want to do. I don't even understand what
Oh,
protocol is like saying their software, right? Which they are almost the same thing, but they're just trying to differentiate the things.
okay. I understand. But
All
like,
right.
I think there's another one though.
Like, let me put it this way. WordPress.org now is where, like I said, is where you can see the WordPress app itself and download, right? You can see the source code, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's for a.com, right?
No, for the ORG. You can download the
Okay, for
software with the ORG, yes. Yes.
Okay. So, sir, like, how exactly does WordPress manage both coding and no code features together?
Okay, now WordPress is built by developers, which is why I said that you're going to embrace you're here to embrace um coding and no coding. Like, you're not attacking coders. So if you're doing no code, you don't attack and say, oh, you don't body shame them that they are wasting their time. They are not too. Now, WordPress is built with codes. Now, these codes, you can't see them. It's programmed. Do you understand? Now,
Yeah.
for example, now, if you want to write a text, normal text on your website, you're going to, open a div, write the text, and then close it again. You want to style it, you now use some code FF00. Now, but WordPress has done that using widgets. So you don't have to write all those things. They have done the coding part of it and provide you with the widgets. Don't know if you understand. So
Yeah.
yes, so we are going to be working with, like I said earlier, you listened in the beginning of this class. We will be working with page builders. Page builders are basically things that will help you to build with WordPress. WordPress is one thing, but these page builders is what will make you to build WordPress very well. So they try to
Okay.
manage it in a way that you don't have to worry about coding. You will not see any line of code. It's all in the software. You download it. They have done all those work and then package it, and you just have to use the tools that they have given you. But you need to learn it in the right way. If I should give you WordPress now, I bet you're going to know, you're going to start designing because it's simple. You see image, you see text, but is it the best way? You understand?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that is it. Nice. Your hand is. Was it you?
Yeah, it
Nice.
was me. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Helen, please go on.
Okay, I want to ask this WordPress, let's say for instance, someone wants to make like a delivery. No, let me scratch that. Someone wants to make like a website where people can actually order things from. So now
Mm,
using WordPress now, for instance, or like my first question. Now, if you're using maybe all these prompting apps and the rest, you know that the prompting apps only makes use of that front end, does not have the back end. So even when you create it, you still have to do
yes.
extra work on it before. Yes. So now this WordPress now, does it mean that if someone should create like that kind of website now
Mm,
people seeing can make use of it, like for instance, like place their order, and then the me as the person that has created the app now, like I would be able to see it, and even the person I'm doing it for, the app will be functioning at their end.
yes. 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 I want to share my screen now. So let me explain something to you. What type of website were you talking about again? Come again. Yeah, the website, was it about food delivery or
Yes, food delivery and order.
okay? So I want to open websites now. Although this one is not about food delivery, sha. But before I go this, I'm not confused. So let me answer your question. So in WordPress, yes, it's very, very possible with WordPress. It's very, very possible because WordPress uses, different tools. Okay, WordPress uses different tools that comes together to achieve different things. So you can have that, and then it works very well. All you have to do is that you need to host it, right? You can maybe pay for your hosting because for someone to see your website and see your business name, they need to like you need to have a host, which we're going to come to that. But what you're saying is very possible with WordPress, right? You just have to know the right tools to use, and then some of the tools may be paid. Yes, WordPress is free, oh yes, but there are some things you want to achieve with WordPress. Just like you paying a developer now, the developer will not tell you that, oh, I'm buying this, or I'm doing that, but they'll just charge you a round figure. You may say, okay, your website is 600K, but not another 600K, they may remove 100K or maybe 80K or 120K and buy something and do on your website. You will not know. So based on the extreme things you want to do, heavy things you want to do in WordPress, you now do research. Okay, how is this? How can I achieve this the best way? There are tools for that, right? So unlike Lovable is not it's just an AI tool to help you just have a layout. But WordPress can make it to be very, very possible. Now on my screen here is a website that is done with WordPress. So it's a hay brand, right? So the lady rather, the lady is into wigs, right? So can you see my screen? I'm about to scroll.
Yes, I can see your screen.
I think someone is presenting. It's, let me try to share that again. Mm. Hold on. I think someone was presenting or some. I don't know.
Okay.
Can you see this? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see now.
All right. Please, other people can partake. Let me take it to a different place. It's cutting it short. Mhm. So different things, a lot of things are really, really possible with WordPress. I mean, so as I scroll, so you see, she's into hair wig. She does human hair, frontals, closure. This is like a landing page, not really a big website. Everything is in one page. If I click on wigs, it will scroll down to the wig section. All right. So she does this. So this is a simple website you can do for maybe your colleague or someone, and get some stuff into your pocket. So it's just a one page that talks about our business, right? Like we said, websites are mostly for information. The information they cannot put in a flyer, put them on your website and make it to look professional and make their websites business look professional. So this is a simple landing page, you see. So we have a video there. So the point I brought this website is because now in this website, if I want to order this thing is live now. If I want to place
Yeah.
an order, the way we did it is that when once you click on any of the products, place an order, it will take you to the person's WhatsApp DM. Just look at this. If I click on this, it will take me to her WhatsApp DM. You see, it's loading now. You see, if you can see my screen, I don't know if it's still showing. But
Yes, I
then,
can see.
yes, you see, it takes me automatically to WhatsApp and says open app or continue to WhatsApp web. You get, so that is how we wanted this to be. You click it, it takes you to her DM. You make an order. Oh, I want a week for this. She communicates back to you on WhatsApp, and then you close the deal. You get. and it's not really a big deal. Just know what to do. You get, and you have neat layouts like this, which you can charge your clients well and give them a good job. So there are also other complex websites I have done personally. Yeah, which some of them I don't have the license to bring them up here because based on the brand that are involved. There are some complex websites which I've done, with a bigger budget, and you still deliver it with WordPress. You get, so the possibilities of WordPress is very versatile. You get, and there's a lot you are going to achieve when you learn WordPress. So that's it. I just had to bring it up.
Okay. Following this site you just brought up now.
Yes,
So
yes.
let's say if using WordPress, you can practically just create something that you can use to like advertise like a certain brand, though not possibly something where people can order for. Like there's how someone clicks on anything here, like you said, and it redirects you to where the person wants you to maybe make your order or maybe communicate with them directly, right?
Exactly. This is just one part of it. There's an e-commerce. We have e-commerce websites, right? So e-commerce websites whereby someone wants to make an order, they make payments on the app, on the website, and then you just stay in your house and receive an order of payment. Like, um, okay, I'm trying to know which website I can bring up, which I have the rights to do that. So we have e-commerce website, like I was saying. So like what you've said now, there are many methods of which you want to, depending on what you're doing, what works best for you. Let me also show you guys another website. So e-commerce websites can happen in a way that I want to buy your shoe, right? And then I place an order on your site. I don't even have to come to your DM. There's a way you can do it automatically, that I make a payment into your own bank account, and then you receive the alert with my own order. So all you have to do is that, because when I'm placing order now, I'll put my name, my phone number, and my details. So all you have to do is that you just have to follow up with those details are provided for you. Okay, I need this shoe. You're going to see the shoe. You see the size. You see my name. You see everything. You just package it. You can now call me with the number I put on your website when I was placing an order. Okay, you place an order for this, and I received your order. That one is customer care. No website design, is customer care. I received your order. This in few days it will be ready, or by this evening. Okay, you communicate with your clients, and then you deliver it, and you know get a good review, add to your website again, and then continue your business. So let me lastly show you this website I did, the freelance MBA. So one thing you'll notice in the website I'm going to be showing you is that they don't really look like templates. They look neat. So let me know when you can see my screen.
I can see it.
Please, other people can join. Other people are this quiz, anything on this call is for everybody. So it's not just for the person that asked the question. So please take part in what is ongoing in the class. So this website now, you see that it's not more of template based, because I built it from scratch. This is how I want it to be. This should be here. This should be here. This color should be here. And then, as a matter of fact, this color here that was in the middle of this text, you see, this one is black. This one is green. This one is black. I used a little code line of just a little code and say, okay, let's place the green. And it's very simple. So don't be afraid, Sha. Don't be afraid. I know once I hear code, you guys hear code, some people be afraid. It's just a simple thing. But everything here was done with no code. This is just a video.
When I got to the UK and
you get these are just text, these are just normal layouts. So these are things you're going to be learning how to do from what you've asked, right? This one is the full standard. The other one was the page. All right. So, any other question?
No, thank you very much. I think I'm okay with what you said.
All right. Any other person? So are we good to go? Hello. I don't. Am I muted?
Yes, you're good to go.
Yes, I are good to go.
Okay.
Good night.
All right. Yeah. Most times, if I ask question like that, is because I've left the Google Meet screen. And all right. So yes. Jessica says that she can't see my screen. Yes, that's because I am done with today's class and I was waiting for questions. Um. So I just hope we had a nice time in the introductory class and you've learned something new as you get prepared for the next journey ahead. You should be creating your WordPress um, dashboard. We're going to be creating, be getting to know, you'll be learning web builders like Elementor. All right. So
So sorry, please, when is our next class?
that will be on Wednesday. Classes holds Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We try to give you 1 day breaks for you to prepare for the next day. Right?
Okay, that's
So,
like 3 times a week.
yes, exactly.
Okay,
So
sir.
just to give you that break so that in case we give you an assignment, which I am supposed to give, that's good. So you give me a second. I'm supposed to give you guys an assignment. Let me check my curriculum. Um, all right, so the assignments will be given on the next class. So let me not start today. But on the next class, there'll be an assignment.
All right.
And then how many of us say, okay, let me just, I know already most of us say have a laptop, which will really help us to learn more. So in the absence of that, thank you for being in class today. And it's already 9 o'clock. We started by 7:30 and we've gone far to 9 p.m. So um please, the rules are please join calls on time. You can set a reminder, you can set an alarm, you can, you know, join the call on time so that we can start on time. Give feedbacks when there are questions because this will help me to know when you're following and you're not following. And then other rules will be on the group. And then so that's basically the wrap. So before you leave, hold on, please nobody should leave the call. Before you leave, especially those that joined us late, uh can I do this? Can I do this? Just hold on. I'm trying to give uh, so my screen is still loading. When you see my screen, please let me know when you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
No.
No, we
No,
can't see.
you can't see it.
Hold on. Please let me know when you can see my screen. It should be up by now.
Yes, sir. You can see.
Yes, I see. Can see
You
it
can see my
now.
screen. All right,
Yeah.
all right. So just a run through to those that came in late. Um, so we learned about, okay, I introduced myself, Godwin, and my coach trainer, Mrs. Mary, and then we talked about what you're going to learn. You're going to learn how to build a website the best way with no code. and understand how the web works. We talked about how we're going to learn about page builders and WordPress, and how you're going to earn and position yourself as a web designer. And then we talked about the coding and the no coding, and in which we shared opinions, we shared very well. That was a very interactive session. Then we talked about how the internet website works with coding, right? HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So we talked about both how the front end and the back end is structured, right? So, and then we now talked about the no code revolution, which has come to make things much more easier for us. And then we talked about how Framer has gone far. Framer is also a no code to like WordPress. WordPress has passed this 2 billion years ago. Talked about the CMS, why WordPress is one of the biggest and most used. We talked about most of the features of WordPress, user friendly, SEO friendly, which also discuss more about being scalable and a strong community support. Then we now move to talk about web apps and websites, the difference, which we discussed briefly. And that's it for today. So thank you so much for joining, and see you in the next class. So if you have any other questions, you can share in the group, or you can message me directly if that's okay with you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
so
sir.
thank you. All
Thank you,
right,
sir.
all right. Drop your reviews in the group. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Good night.